He's a pervert, a marksman, and the reason why we still write XYZ on Shinjuku Station's chalk message board. Time to get wild and tough. I'm Zan. Konnichiwa, aloha, buongiorno, and what's up? Hope you're doing good and hope you're excited for another fun-filled episode of this awesome podcast, the Spiraken Manga Review. And with that in mind, let's actually get to it, because if you remember from the last episode, I spun that one, that only, the Wheel of Manga, and it takes time to be reviewing a manga that actually we reviewed all the way back in episode 102 of this podcast, when Cal was my co-host and I was in a very different place in my life. But this story that we're talking about is a little bit different, a little unique, a little more, well, nuanced than it was when we first read it, because honestly, we were reading an older version and not the exquisite release that we've gotten now. But let's actually get to it, because the manga that we're talking about is City Hunter by Tsukasa Hojo. Yes, we are talking about the special edition, omnibus edition, that was released by Kana Publishing. And this is actually a reprinting, retranslation of the special XYZ edition that was released in France. And this is a pretty cool adaptation, which is 551 pages of the amazingness that is City Hunter. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with this series, it's pretty simple. It is the story of Ryo Saeba. He is a sweeper. What does that mean? He's a merc for hire who will do everything from being a bodyguard, taking out a target, following someone, getting information, part private eye, part hitman, part ne'er-do-well. If you need Ryo Saeba's help, just go to Shinjuku Station's chalk message board, write XYZ, and he will find you one way or the other. And this is the full series being released as a special omnibus edition. Since there are 35 volumes, and each one is about 4 volumes long, I'm assuming this is going to take us about 12 volumes maybe, but we'll see. And the series is pretty standard. We have a situation that occurs, then Ryo Saeba is hired for the job. And in order for him to fix the job, he has to end up flirting with someone, discovers the job, gets prepared for the job, takes out the job, and fixes things. It's very similar to Go-Go 13 with that very formulaic, this happens, but there's more going on as well. In the first story, it is about a boxer who ends up getting killed, and Ryo is hired in order to solve the mystery of who killed this guy, to get revenge for the ex-girlfriend whose boyfriend was just killed. And it shows how Ryo works, because when he meets her, he's a little bit flirtatious, a little perverted, and then he reveals what he knows and what he wants to do. And after discussing the situation and investigating with her, he says, hey, if you want, you can call the cops and they can take care of this. And she's like, I don't have the time for that. I'll pay you. We'll get it done. And she ends up paying in a very unique way. And how he solves this situation is actually really cool and very different. He ends up doing something really awesome during a fight sequence, which I'm not going to explain. And I mean a literal fight sequence in a boxing match. And it's actually really cool. It shows his marksmanship and his creativity. And this is the only thing that he does. He deals with tons of situations. At one point, he's hired by a mobster to be the bodyguard for his daughter. Another time, he ends up having to rescue his partner, Makimura's little sister, from getting kidnapped. Another time, he has to deal with a rapist. But he does it with this great style and flair. Yes, he's a bit perverted, but he is great at his job, and he does some exceptional things in this series. And the art is well done. It is a little 80s tastic. This did come out in 1985. However, it is well organized, well done, and it is extremely well researched, because this is set in Shinjuku in 1980s, and a lot of the locations, a lot of the stores and images still exist, and it looks photorealistic. It is a really cool series that is popular around the world. There are 35 volumes of the series, plus 2 spin-offs, plus over 10 anime films, plus 4 different live-action adaptations, including one which is really popular in France, and the new version which came out on Netflix a couple years ago. And yeah, this is a very popular and beloved series around the world, City Hunter. And it is really cool. I mean, Ryo Saeba is a badass. I mean, he uses his own arm to silence his magnum so that it doesn't break through glass. Another time, he shoots bullets off the ground so he can see in the dark to get his target. Ryo Saeba is a kick-ass character who has a very awesome backstory, and for a character over the age of 30, he kicks a lot of ass. And I've been pretty much completely nerding out about this series, and it is well done. It is exceptionally realistic in a way where it's so absurd that you love it. It's fanciful, it's weird. This is a series that has so many tropes that were inspired by it, including the whole thing with his eventual partner in crime, Kaori, beating him up with a hammer whenever he does something stupid. Hammer space was invented from this series. So if you want to blame Akane from having her huge hammer, that's because of this series. It has done so much for the Seinen shonen world, and it is exceptionally well done. And it was originally just a one shot that was followed from Cat's Eye. Ryo Saeba was introduced already with his partner Kaori, and then they said we'll make a whole series, and that became the XYZ edition, which is this release. And you can actually see this is a really nice release. It comes with a dust jacket. The interior has the XYZ. It's red. It has the cover. The artwork is beautiful. And to top it off, at the end of this series, we get an interview with Hojo about some of the things about this, how he worked on it, how he created Ryo, and more importantly, where he wanted to go with this and how it changed over time. And he passed the editorial meeting, so let's redraw it. He talks about how City Hunter has evolved. And it's a great addition. This is the first of several. It has a wonderful smell of new print. It did have one of those Netflix stickers, which I did take off. The now Netflix film looks a lot better without it. It's still a little sticky, but it looks great. The art style is great. The series is great, and let's be honest, I love it. I really do. It's one of the better editions I've had in a while. And yeah, I'm nerding out about this. So, what are some of the bad things about this? Well, first off, like in the original review, what Cal said is true. The series is a little dated. There are no cell phones. There are no Wi-Fi. There is no computers. They want to do computer stuff. It's a whole different game. It's more street investigation. Also, Ryo Saeba is a pervert. He is a lech. It's one of his more interesting qualities and more screwed up qualities. He is someone who definitely would get in trouble with the Me Too movement. He's someone who is very lecherous, and his Mokkori, which is very funny, is a little perverted. I love the fact that eventually it becomes a running joke of whenever he does something stupid with involving his lechery, or he does an idiotic moment, you see the infamous bird flying across the screen or across the page, and he's like, "Wait, what is that about?" You're like, I don't know. The little bird. It's a running joke in the series, and it's kind of fun, but it is an kind of issue. The other part is that this is one which some parts feel dated, but overall it is an exceptional series, and I went in kicking and screaming, and it is great. He is a character that has defined a nation, and he's someone he's just fucking awesome. He's not John Wick, he's Ryo Saeba, and there's a reason why he's been adapted so many times. So for that reason, as you can guess, I give this a really, really, really cool. Read it now. It's got an iconic protagonist with Ryo Saeba and Kaori. They're both exceptional. You have that dynamic between them. And it has this perfect combination of action and comedy going on where you have these very serious moments of something horrible happening. And then you have something stupid like Ryo deciding to take a client to a strip bar because, yeah, that's where I'm going to get my information. And also, you need to mellow out a little bit. But his heart is in the right place. Ryo is a good person. It's just, he's just a little stupid. And then it has that timeless Shinjuku atmosphere. It is a feeling of Shinjuku, this place where it's part of Tokyo, but it's the more underbelly of Tokyo, the darker part where there's more red light districts and more things to get done. It's the darker part of it. The action sequences are exceptional. You have things as simple as a gunfight in the dark. You have a character who's on PCP because that's a thing in this series, a lot of PCP. And all the action sequences are well executed. They're multiple stages and multiple frames, but it flows naturally. This was designed to be made as an anime series, and it works so well. Now, the other part is that the heartfelt romance, the whole thing with Kaori, Makamura's little sister, who ends up becoming his partner after he is killed early in the series. That whole development is really well done, and it's organically grown. It's not oh, she loves him just because. No, he has to earn it. And yeah, there are other girls that like him because they're perverted as well, but that's how the series goes. And I said the one con is this is definitely dated sexual humor. Now, Other part is tropes for this. You have the reluctant partners, with Ryo being the one who is the muscle, and then you have Kaori or Makamura as the brains, and the one who's being more serious while he's doing something stupid. There is that trope of will they, won't they, because the whole series is essentially will Kaori and Ryo get together, will they not? And then last but not least, the other trope is guns and gags, where you have lots of gunplay in this, and they're all unique and essentially just like with a straight marksman hitting every bullet every time. That is what this series does, where it's even ridiculous. So if you read this and you agree with me, or if you have not agreed with me, or if you're interested, let me know. You can leave a comment down below or let me know your thoughts. And with that in mind, let's actually get to the manga releases for the week, because we've got some fun ones and some really weird ones this week. Starting off with 2.5 Dimensional Seduction, Volume 17. We've got Assassin's Creed Forgotten Temple, Volume 2. Ayaka is in Love with Hiroki, Volume 1. Blue Lock, Volume 27. Centauria, Volume 1. Chojin X, Volume 11. Dragon and Chameleon, Volume 6. X-Rank Lover, My Doting Ex-Boyfriend Wants to Make Love to Me Again and Again and Again. Get Married So I Can Curse Your Firstborn and Finally Be Free, Volume 1. The Ghost in the Shell Legacy Edition box set. This is the entire original Ghost in the Shell series that is being released for the anniversary and for the new release of the new TV series coming out in June. Then we have Go-Go Loser Ranger, Volume 16. The Greatest Wolf of My Life, Volume 2. Grim Fairy Tales, Volume 1. Or sorry, Grim Night Tales. This looks horrifying. Gunsmith Cats Burst, Omnibus Book 1. This is the sequel series to Gunsmith Cats with more Riding Bean. Hero Without a Class, the Manga Companion, Volume 5. Hibana. Hinatsu Gimura, Volume 1. Hirayasumi, Volume 8. Hunter x Hunter, Volume 13, 14, 15, the Omnibus. JJK, Jujutsu Kaisen, Volume 27. Kill the Villainous, Volume 5. Kingdom, Volume 4. Lady Devil, Volume 4. The Lady Knight and the Beast-Eared Child, Volume 5. Love at First Memory, Volume 1. Loving Moondog, Volume 5. Magical Buffs, the support class is stronger than he realized, Light Novel 1. The Mermaid is Trapped in My Lake, Volume 1. Mission Yazakura Family, Volume 21. Mr. Villain's Day Off, Volume 7. Murderous Llewellyn's Candlelit Dinner, Volume 4. My Dear Detective Mitsuko's Case Files, Volume 5. My Kitten is a Picky Eater, Volume 7. No matter how I look at it, it's you guys' fault I'm not popular, Volume 26. Only I Know the World is Ending and Getting Killed by Rampant Monsters Only Makes Me Stronger, Volume 4. Parasite, the Paperback Collection, Volume 3. Perfect Buddies, Volume 5. Reincarnated as a Mafia Dating Sim, Volume 3. The Scum Villains Survival System light novel series has been released as a single box set by Seven Seas Entertainment. See You in My 19th Life, Volume 9. Somatic Error, Volume 5. Snowball Earth, Volume 8. Steel of the Celestial Shadows, Volume 9. This is Screwed Up, but I Was Reincarnated as a Girl in Another World, manga number 18. The Too Perfect Saint, Tossed Aside by My Fiance and Sold to Another Kingdom. This is manga number 5. And then we have on top of that, Tying the Knot with an Amagami Sister, Volume 14. Ultraman, Volume 21. The Valiant Must Fall, Volume 6. The Villainous and the Demon Knight, Light Novel 5. Wash It All Away, Volume 6. Witch and Mercenary, Light Novel 5. And then last and certainly not least, we've got The World's Fastest Level Up, the Manga, Volume 7. So these are the manga releases for the week. We've got some good ones, some bad ones, some messed up ones. Now, for me personally, my top 5 for this week are going to be Centuria, Volume 1. The art looks amazing in this, and also the concept sounds really cool. Get Married So I Can Curse Your Firstborn, Volume 1. This is a weird, scary manga. Could be good, could be bad. We'll have to wait and see. Then we have Grim Night Tales, Volume 1. Gunsmith Cat Burst, Omnibus Volume 1. This is really cool because we get more Riding Bean, and more importantly, it is a series that is very popular. Then last but not least, we have Love at First Memory Volume 1. So these are the manga releases for the week. Which one are you most excited about? Let me know. Email me at zanspiraken.com or tweet me at Spiraken. Let me know your thoughts. And with that in mind, I want to thank all of you who are checking this out. Every email I get, every new comment, it gives me more motivation to keep doing this podcast. I love doing it, and I'm going to keep doing it until I'm an old man who reads manga with thick glasses and large print manga. So thank you for checking out. Remember to like, share, subscribe. And if you are watching on YouTube, as always, uh, give me a thumbs up, click on that bell for notification, and hit that subscribe button. Let me know how you feel. I want to hit 500 this year. Let's see if we can do it. Now, before we go any further, let's actually get into some little bit of housekeeping. I have the schedule for Ichibancon this week in Concord, North Carolina. Yes, I will be at a convention running 2 panels. The first panel will be at 11 o'clock at night in panel room number 5. That is going to be Not Old, main characters over 30. I've revamped it. I've fixed it. We've got Chojima from Chojima Wants to Be a Kamen Rider and several other characters, including one from Sentenced to Be a Hero. Who am I talking about? Well, you're going to have to wait and see. However, that's for Friday night. Now, for Saturday, I'm going to be doing at 9 a.m. Intro to Manga 101. This is the basics on manga information. If you want to check it out, you can. If you already know what's going on, you might learn something new. Otherwise, if you want to support me, definitely check it out. But I digress. So definitely check it out. I'll be at Ichibancon in Concord, North Carolina this weekend. I hope to see you there. And if you do show up, give me a shout out. Let me know your thoughts. But anyway, let's get to the part that you've all been waiting for, the most popular part of this podcast. And what am I talking about? I am talking about that one, that only. The Wheel of Manga! Yes, friends, the Wheel of Manga, except no substitute. Now, what is the Wheel of Manga? The Wheel of Manga is a Wheel of Fortune with 10 slots on it. And what I've done is I've assigned manga tied to each of the 10 slots. So we're going to spin the wheel. Whatever number it lands on, that's the manga that I'm going to review in the next episode of the Spiraken Manga Review, episode 618. So let's spin see what we're going to review in the next episode, shall we? Number 1. So in the next episode, I'm reviewing Magical Midlifer, the story of a fat man who becomes a magical girl. How's that going to work? I don't know, but we're going to find out. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this episode. Let me know your thoughts. As usual, I'm your host, Zan. I'm Gonzville. I'll catch you guys next time. And as always, keep reading manga. I will see you later.